Archimedes was a Greek mathematician, physicist, engineer, inventor, astronomer, add Twitter bio here, and all-around scientific badass. He was born in 287 BC in Syracuse, which is in modern-day Italy. This guy is the Kanye West of maths and inventions, out there doing crazy shit, which somehow turns out good, besides 2020. So the king of Syracuse showed up at Archimedes' door. Hey, the Romans are coming and they will probably rape every man, woman and child in the city and systematically kill us all. Fancy helping? Nah. You'll get to kill people with equations. So Archimedes, wondering how best to ruin the lives of some poor Roman men who enlisted, created the Death Claw and Death Ray. He wasn't very good with names. The weapons are apparently successful somehow, which kind of makes us all look like idiots since he was making death claws and rays 2200 years ago. The Syracusans, with help from Archimedes, managed to repel the Romans. Rome had failed. Time to take a depression nap and think about life. At this moment, Rome, imagining burning Celts alive with death rays and using death rays to set Scottish castles and people on fire, they definitely wanted Archimedes alive. To add some historical nuance, the death ray has been subject to debate for a long time. People have proved it's worked, and people have proved it doesn't work. The consensus? Nobody knows. I'd like to think he did manage to make the death ray, since he already made the death claw and figured out how to weigh things using bath water. Sicily is a rich island, and in a great place for controlling trade and the ocean in general. Plus it would really stick it to Carthage if Rome owned it, so Rome went in for round 2. Now Rome had to deal with the death weapons in their final form. For the death ray, it's alleged he got some giant parabolic mirrors and just set ships on fire, either their sails or their hulls. Yes, this man is Doofenshmirtz. For the death claw, I like to imagine one day Archimedes is like, what if I just pick up the ships and drop them? They won't like that at all. And so the claw of Archimedes was born. It was probably a hook, but let's go with a hand. That looks more like God is reaching down to ruin your day. Of course, all inventions have flaws, and this one, the ship can just sit there. Also, how do you unhook the ship, Archimedes? Like, come on, you measure stuff in water, you can't come off a hook? Essentially, Archimedes made the world's first arcade claw game. You pick up a Roman ship, then... The Romans brought everything they could against the city, floating siege towers with hooks, which is dope by the way, and Sambuca. With Archimedes' weapons and the other defences of the city, the Romans were getting nowhere. It looked like the siege could go on for years. The Syracusans got lazy. They held their yearly festival for Artemis, and the walls were less manned since people were busy with debauchery. Rome heard about this and sent a small number of troops to scale the wall and open the gates. The Roman soldiers opened the gates and stormed the city with strict orders not to kill Archimedes. And Archimedes was killed. At least that's how the tale goes. He was definitely killed by a Roman soldier. Sadly for Rome's dreams of burning people alive, now they'd have to find other ways to kill people. And so, per the norm of the time, the city was looted, sacked, women were raped, some able-bodied men were killed, and most people were made into slaves.